Bangladesh is preparing for a national referendum on its election day on February 12 that could reshape its constitutional system, but instead of bringing stability, it may deepen political divisions. At the center of the debate is the proposed July Charter, a reform blueprint introduced after last year's mass uprising that removed Sheikh Hasina's government. The interim administration led by Muhammad Yunus wants voters to approve the charter through a nationwide referendum. If passed, the newly elected parliament would be converted into a constitutional reform council for 6 months, tasked with rewriting major parts of the constitution. On paper, this sounds like democratic renewal. In reality, it raises serious concerns about legitimacy. Normally, parliament's authority flows from the constitution. But under the current plan, an executive order predefines both the process and the outcome of reform, effectively allowing a new body to authorize itself. Critics argue this stretches Bangladesh's constitutional framework to breaking point. More troubling is who gets to shape this new political order. Several major parties have been excluded from the process. The Awami League, Bangladesh's oldest and once dominant party, has been barred from elections and even prevented from campaigning against the referendum. Other established parties were also shut out of the reform dialogue. This means a constitutional overhaul is being pushed forward without the participation of large sections of the political spectrum. Meanwhile, support for the referendum comes mainly from a loose alliance of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, the BNP, Jamaat-e-Islami, the newly formed National Citizen Party, the NCP, and the interim authorities. But even within this coalition, unity is fragile. The NCP, born out of the student-led uprising, originally refused to sign the July Charter, despite demanding its implementation. After forming a tactical alliance with Jamaat, it is now campaigning for a yes vote, raising questions about its real commitment and consistency. The BNP, which has recently shifted towards defending constitutional continuity, has also endorsed the referendum. This creates confusion over whether it intends to strengthen parliament or bypass it through the new reform council. Jamaat, for its part, has attached long dissent notes seeking major ideological changes, showing that even supporters disagree on what the new system should look like. So what emerges is not a unified reform movement, but a coalition bound mainly by opposition to the old political order. History suggests this is a risky path. Countries like Egypt tried to rebuild political systems using revolutionary legitimacy while excluding rivals and ended up with instability. Tunisia, by contrast, achieved early success by keeping reform inclusive.
The most important challenge is the economy and of course the employment challenges, because this uprising started as an employment related movement. If you think about the quota reform, so we have not necessarily solved the employment issues. So that will essentially remain a major challenge and major source of future despair and future frustrations. So the July Charter, the administration, and at the same time the economy and those things will essentially remain the major challenge for the next government.
Bangladesh now faces the same choice. A referendum pushed through by some forces while sidelining others may deliver quick change but not lasting stability. Without broad political consensus, any new constitutional order risks being contested from day one. What is being sold as national renewal could become a gamble, one that reshapes the rules of the game without bringing the country together. With Farhan Khan, Bureau Report, India Today Global.